Hello, Kirby. I'm trying to get things set up here. Thank you for being here tonight, though. First time streaming here, so just getting started. How you doing tonight? Okay, let's get started here. And again, Kirby Geek 4. Hello. Hope you're having a good night. This is my first time playing the leaf green version of Pokemon. I've always played Fire Red. Yeah, I know all this stuff, so we'll just skip through it. So, everybody in here excited for the new Pokemon games coming out? Like Winds and Waves, I think. There's good old Professor Oak. And I do hope to get a PC, everybody, soon, and get going with a better streaming production here. But this is kind of a test, just trying to get things up and running. I thought these Pokemon games would be perfect to kind of get started with. Of course, I grew up with the original red, blue, and yellow. But I did play Fire Red. I owned it. Unfortunately, I let somebody borrow it, and I never saw it again. Let's begin with your name. So, we'll just be Ash tonight, right? You have to be Ash. And let's get this Pokemon journey underway. So how's everybody doing tonight? I'm hoping I see in the chat. I've seen a hello. Okay. Yeah, I started on the blue one too. I hear you. Hey, you're a Pokemon original too. Poor Professor Oak. Can't even remember his grandson's name. Let's see. We'll name him Gary, right? Hey, how you doing, yo boy Prince? Better than Pikachu is Pika. Didn't have the plot armor. I like Squirtle. The Squirtle Squad with the sunglasses there and everything. Always like Squirtle. So who should I pick as the starter tonight? Should it be Bulbasaur or Squirtle? I've got Charmander over on my Fire Red game I've got going on. So I'm going to pick Bulbasaur or Squirtle tonight. And thank you all for being here. Like I said, this is testing out the stream. Getting started. Hopefully we'll up production later. But you got to start somewhere. I've grown to like Bulbasaur over the last few years. Yeah, I have too. I mean, back in the day, it was always Charmander or Squirtle for me. But Bulbasaur, I always liked Bulbasaur, but just never used him in the games much, or used it in the games much. So we'll just skip through the text here. So I guess what? It's leaf green. I'm gonna go with Bulbasaur, right? I guess I should make sure they're not shiny though. Because I think this is how you can tell if they're shiny or not, is right here at the beginning. I'm not much of a shiny hunter. It takes too long. I did get a shiny Mewtwo in, I forgot what game it was. I think uh, the sequel to Sun and Moon. I forgot what they were called. Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon or... So we're going to go Bulbasaur. Yeah, I don't blame you. It just takes too long to shiny hunt. I'm right with you. Like I said, I went crazy there and got that Mewtwo once, but that was it. Got a few from hatching eggs, but I didn't really trying it too much. But I do have a Charmander I've never done anything with. He's in my Pokemon home somewhere. Speaking of Charmander, there he is. Okay, Bulbasaur, let's do this. Charmander doesn't have any fire attacks right now, so shouldn't have a problem, right? So you excited for the new Pokemon games? I think Winds and Waves. I thought they looked pretty good. Woo, we beat Charmander and Gary. Yeah, the fire dog looks awesome. Pombon, I think is the name, or something like that. Definitely going to be my starter. I usually pick the fire starter, but Pombon's got it automatically. I might be saying the name wrong, but I think that's the name. And now our journey begins. Haven't got a wild Pokemon battle yet. Usually pick water, but this is the first time. Oh, okay. So welcome to the Fire Club then. Yeah, I've pretty much always been fire. There's been a couple though generations I've went with water. Pokemon Silver I actually went with water. So really the second generation I went with the water starter. Had to have Totodile. He just looked too cool. Which I know Pokemon Soul Silver and Heart Gold were DS games, but I would love for them to somehow put those up on the eShop. That'd be awesome. Oh, Rattata. While I may not get all the Pokemon's names 100% right in this game, I know them a lot better than I do a lot of the newer ones because, like I said, this is the generation I grew up with, and, you know, I remember them. I used to know all 151 in their order pretty much because I had that book. I can name them almost all in the order, their Pokédex order. You would think Professor Oak's grandson would be nice enough to bring him the package, right? His parcel. But Ash is just a better person, so Ash has to go do the good stuff. There's Bulbasaur. He will make facing Brock a lot easier, and Misty. Misty wrecked my team earlier when I played on Fire Red. I went in ill prepared. And even though I said bye-bye to Butterfree earlier, I had to bring Butterfree back to beat Misty, so Butterfree got the last laugh. Do you know what team you're going to use or just play? Probably just going to kind of play how it goes, especially on Leaf Green. Um, I always like to have Pikachu on the team just because you got to have Pika. I like to have a Nidoking. Usually I like to have Gyarados, or when you can get Lapras, I usually like to have Lapras on the team. It's always good to have a good water ice Pokemon. And of course, I mean, if I go through all the trouble to do it, I'd like to have Dragonite. I always feel like that's kind of a trophy to yourself if you can get a Dragonite in one of these games. Because it's a lot harder to get Dragonite in the older games. But you know, Dragonite, a little easier to get in today's games. And Dragonite's one of my favorite Pokemon. Are you playing through Fire Red, Leaf Green right now? And I forgot to get Pokeballs a while ago, because I would really like to catch a Pidgey right now. And right there's Pidgey. So you'll grab Leaf Green. Oh, yeah. Well, Leaf Green, I think, actually does have the better version exclusive Pokemon. I always just go Fire Red because that's the one I had, and, well, Charizard. Oh, I understand that. Never played Fire Red, but Leaf Green. I understand that. That's why I actually did think about getting Leaf Green, but then nostalgia hit and I had to have Fire Red first. But I thought it'd be good to buy Leaf Green to practice streaming on here with you all. So, Bulbasaur, you need some friends. I forgot to get some Pokeballs to get you some friends. Hopefully we make it to the Pokemon Center. Yeah, we're going to. Just love the music to these old Pokemon games. Brings back the memories, and it's soothing. Who's your favorite legendary Pokemon? Okay, better buy a potion at least. Okay, Ash, we're broke. Ho-Oh, okay. Okay. Ho-Oh looks awesome. Always been a fan. It is hard to answer, I agree. There's a lot of cool legendaries. Lugia and Ho-Oh are both two of my top ones. Mewtwo's probably my favorite, but Ho-Oh and Lugia are the ones fighting for 2 and 3. So we're not going to go over there. We're going to keep going north. Oh no, buddy. I know how to catch a Pokemon. Yeah, it's a tough answer. And Rayquaza. A lot of cool legendaries. I never can remember the name to the legendary in Pokemon Sun and the lion, but I really like that lion. I'm a sucker, though, for lions. Yeah, see, I forget the newer ones' names, too. Yeah, yeah. It just looks cool, that one. I can't remember his name, but... What's the best Pokemon game to play? And hey, Rich, um, I mean, I don't know. Some of my favorites are the old school Pokemon. Like, if you want an old one, Fire Red and Leaf Green are honestly great to play. If you want the old school experience, new school experience, I mean, I really like Sword and Shield. I know a lot of people didn't. Scarlet and Violet plays really good on the Switch too. So, but I just like Sword and Shield better, I think, than that. And Legend ZA, it's not a traditional Pokemon game, but it's fun. So that's kind of a tough answer. But if you want the old school experience, Fire Red and Leaf Green are a really good way to go about it. But like I said, new school, Sword and Shield, or Scarlet and Violet would probably be. But you may want to look into Let's Go too if you like the original Pokemon, because the original in Let's Go, a lot of people hate Let's Go, but again, I liked Let's Go. So, I a lot of people have different opinions on that. I don't really want to catch a Caterpie again because, well, I don't know. I better. We got to get a team here going. I don't know if they'll raise it to Butterfree or not, because I just had a Butterfree and Fire Red. May go after a Weedle. Get Beedrill. All right, Bulbasaur, we got you a friend. It's a shame experience share is so deep in this game. I really miss it, because the new games do spoil you on that. Okay, I don't think he fights, nope. Okay, Weedle. I want Weedle. We want Weedle on the team, and we want to get a Beedrill. And one thing's a little different than what I did in my Fire Red playthrough. And there may be an option I can do to speed up the animations. I don't know. Gotta catch them all, right? we go. Okay, we got a potion. Oh, there's a Metapod. Metapod's one of the most annoying Pokemon to fight. Early in a game, anyway, because it just, well, you know, it just hardens, and then you have to keep attacking it. Its defense goes up. Your Pokemon's usually not strong, and it just takes forever to beat this Pokemon. Which I could just catch it. Oh, absolutely. I like Beedrill too. Beedrill's Mega is very cool. Well, we knocked him out. Okay. Let me see. I think there might be an option to speed up the animations, maybe. Fast, battle scene, off, battle style set. Let's see if that speeds things up, right? Yeah, I do. I like Beedrill's Mega. Butterfree, when they have Charmander as the starter, it's just Butterfree helps with Brock a lot with confusion. Of course, in this game, which I'd forgotten, you know, Charmander gets Metal Claw, or yeah, Charmander gets Metal Claw or Charmeleon, and that helps beat him. But I'd like to get a Jigglypuff on the team, just because Jigglypuff is my brother's favorite Pokemon, and growing up, I just have a lot of nostalgia for Jigglypuff. Of course, on the show, Jigglypuff was pretty cool too. Don't really know if Jigglypuff's going to be too helpful to the team, though, unless I evolve it into Wigglytuff. Of course, I've got a Jigglypuff on the team on Fire Red. Kind of want to do different Pokemon on this team. Okay. I need to start training Weedle here. Not going to really prioritize Caterpie. Oh, wow, you want a Jigglypuff from a claw machine? I don't think I've ever won anything from a claw machine, so big congrats on that. Actually grabbing and dropping it, though. Oh, no. Yeah, I was never any good at claw machines. I'm still horrible. And I may go with, I don't know, Geodude. I hardly ever use Geodude in the games, but I know Golem's a pretty cool Pokemon to have on the team. So, you know, I've thought about getting a Geodude on this team. It's always hard for me not to use Abra and Kadabra. I'm going to try not to use them in this one because, again, they're on my Fire Red team. I'm a really big fan of Abracadabra and Alakazam. Oh boy, poor little Weedle. I know Golem's just like Alakazam. You have to do the trade. Yeah, when I did Fire Red, I didn't have anybody to trade with. So yeah, I never had an Alakazam in my Fire Red, or Golem, or Machamp. I've always liked Machamp too. I'd like to get Machamp. Could possibly do a Machamp. I'm pretty sure with this, I can use my Switch 1 and Switch 2 to do a trade, I'm hoping, so I can get some of those Pokemon. Most of my close family members, I don't think, are playing Pokemon right now. Which they need to get back on the bandwagon. I've always enjoyed the Pokemon games. I did fall off there for, it was the third generation, Ruby and Sapphire, or I think it's Ruby and Sapphire, right? Yeah. I just didn't get them when they came out, but then Fire Red and Leaf Green brought me back, and I ended up going back and playing those. Better use a potion on Bulbasaur. Well, you did have a big jump, didn't you? Gen 4 was a good gen to get back in, though. Those legendaries looked awesome. And I like those games. See, don't want to miss a trainer battle, wanna. Plus, playing on the DS was fun. It was neat to have the first DS games. Yes, Platinum, I agree. Platinum's the best. Platinum 2, I remember you could do the online trading and all that, and I think it had a thing you could connect to the Wii, and like, somehow you connected to the Wii, and the Wii would like blink blue like when your trade was in, and it is neat seeing all those trades came in, even though ended up finding out most of those Pokemon were like cloned or hacked or something from people, but still, they were trading good Pokemon, and you could get about anything on your team. Come on, Weedle, you gotta fight this battle yourself. You can do it. Well, that's a great Pokemon to get, though, a shiny Garchomp. Garchomp's a really cool Pokemon. Of course, my introduction to Garchomp was, I think her name was Cynthia, right? The champion. And got totally destroyed by that Pokemon. But I really like Garchomp. Okay, we're going to have to bring Bulbasaur in. Again, I want to thank everybody that's in here tonight. I hope everybody's having a good night. As we go on this Pokemon journey. This day, Cynthia is the hardest fight I had in a championship. I think that's the same for me. That was a very hard fight. I just was not prepared, and she wrecked my team bad. Let's see. Do I have another potion? I do have a potion. Okay. Better use that on Weedle. Poor little Weedle. But hey, Weedle's up to level 5. We're getting there. Okay, Weedle, you can do this. Oh. Okay, we poisoned Metapod. Some of my best Pokemon memories, too, and it's going back to the old school days, was Pokemon Stadium. I loved Pokemon Stadium. And you could play the old games on it. You could even speed it up. The 3 times the speed, I believe. I remember a friend of mine was absolutely obsessed with that game. He ended up having a team full of Mewtwo. He had 6 Mewtwo's. And, you know, in Pokemon Stadium and Red and Blue and Yellow, Mewtwo's, like, unbeatable. And then when they released Pokemon Red and Blue for the DS where you could download them, I remember everybody was talking about the Mew glitch. So I learned how to do that. It was fun playing those games with Mew. All right, Weedle. Oh boy, there's Metapod again. Let's hope we can get Metapod poisoned here and Weedle can pick up a victory. I think Weedle will evolve into Kakuna after this battle. This has been a good battle for Weedle. If you're in the stream, hello. Thanks for being here. Hope you're having a good night. This is my first time doing a stream, and definitely I plan to upgrade to a PC one day, but kind of testing the waters here and, just seeing how it is. So, until I get that PC, hopefully stuff like this will work, which, you got to start somewhere. Oh, here we go. Weedle is evolving. There we go. We got us a Kakuna. Let's see here. Bulbasaur, okay. Yeah, we're not really worried about Caterpie. I don't have to have a full team here to take down Brock since I've got Bulbasaur. I have confidence. Okay, gonna try to catch Metapod here just for the Pokédex. So I really don't know why I don't plan to fill this Pokédex. I do plan to try to fill the Fire Red Pokédex, and I didn't even catch it. Metapod has always been that Pokemon, you know? Metapod just annoys me for some reason. Let's hold down on A, see if the old magic works. It did. Okay, we got a potion. And let's see. It'd be nice to find a Pikachu in here, but if we don't, no big deal. And again, if you're in the chat here, if you're watching, just hope you all are having a good night. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Trying to learn the streaming stuff, and one day, like I said, I'll get that PC and get a proper stream going. Okay, we gotta bring in Bulbasaur and get this taken care of. We gotta have Bulbasaur ready. He's gotta take on Brock here in a little bit. The new games do spoil you with the experience share and all that. You definitely miss it when you replay these games. You gotta train them the old-fashioned way. Like you have to catch 50 Pokemon, or have 50 Pokemon entries in your Pokédex to get experience share in this game. So you gotta do quite a bit of playing to get it. Yep, I never complained about experience share being added neither. It was an appreciated change. Exactly. You should have the option to turn it off and on. I agree. But I like it too because it saves time. Okay, we didn't get a Pikachu, but, you know, I've got Pikachu and Fire Red going for a different team, so. Maybe we'll get a Pidgey, though. I would like to have a flying Pokemon. Just for the sake of it. Here's my shot. If I can get Pidgey here. Uh-oh. Well, let's just give it a shot. There we go, got Pidgey. So I'll probably try to get to Brock tonight. Try to beat Brock. And I'll call it a night probably there on this stream. There's Jigglypuff over there. Which I don't know. I should have probably leveled Bulbasaur up a little bit. We may get whooped in Brock's gym. But go find out. I should have probably leveled Bulbasaur up a little more. I don't know if I've ever really had Bulbasaur here, though, in Brock's gym, because I never picked Bulbasaur. And it's fun seeing all the old gym leaders and stuff. Oh, defense curl. I need to get Bulbasaur in here. Oh, this may not be good. Oh boy. I should have leveled Bulbasaur up some more. We can play the long game. I think I have a potion. I hope I have a potion. Well, this is a different battle. Oh, come on. It missed. Come on, Bulbasaur. It's a Geodude's a rock. Okay. Bulbasaur's making the comeback here. Bulbasaur never gives up. There we go. Maybe Bulbasaur will learn a new move. Oh, yeah, there we go. Vine Whip. That's what we need. That's what we need. Yep. Yeah, Bulbasaur makes it a lot easier, him and Squirtle, to get through this than what Charmander does. Charmander has a tough time with Brock. You have to have something else, pretty much. Especially back in the day, because Charmander didn't have Metal Claw, and, Steel types weren't a thing in the original. Just gonna go get the Pokemon Center here to be safe. Here we go. Let's take on Brock. Okay, Weedle, or Kakuna, you'll start out the battle. Get those points. Brock's going down. Just gonna bring Bulbasaur right in, and hopefully Bulbasaur can get us in here. If Bulbasaur falls, this team's in big trouble. There's no two ways about it. Here we go, Kakuna level 9. And I've clicked something where it doesn't let you switch Pokemon in between battles, so one of those options I clicked wasn't what I was looking for. Uh-oh. Oh, Onyx. There you go, Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur, there you go. All right. Oh, look at that. 2 levels. Took you for granted, and so I lost. That you did, Brock. I always like Brock on the show, though. Brock and Misty, all the way. Yep, Bulbasaur had that. Charmander had to have help from Butterfree to get through that. Rock Tomb, okay. We're going to go here to the Pokemon Center. And save. And Kirby, you've been here the whole time, and somebody else may have been in here the whole time, and anybody that is here right now, just want to say thanks for joining the stream tonight. I'm probably going to save and quit. But again, I want to thank you, and Kirby, hope you have a good night, and everybody else watching, hope you all have a great night, and, I'll continue. I may try to do some streaming tomorrow evening. I probably won't be Tuesday. Just kind of keep an eye on Twitter or Blue Sky, or X, whatever they call it now. But thank you, Kirby. So everybody have a good night out there, and if you're a Pokemon trainer, train on. Thank you all. Good night.